If you're on WhatsApp, you have to make a choice. Will you accept the new rules of WhatsApp? You have 26 days to decide because WhatsApp has set a deadline, and that is the 8th of February. By then, you should decide. We told you about this 1 week back. WhatsApp is changing its privacy policy. If you don't agree with the new policy, you must delete the app. It's as simple as that. That's what their notification said. But it applies only to India, meaning if you live in India, you will have to accept this new policy. If you live in Europe, you don't have to bother about the new policy because apparently European data is more precious than the data of Indian users. So WhatsApp will not share Europe's data with Facebook. Let me repeat that, let that sink in. WhatsApp has different rules for Europe and India. If you live in India, WhatsApp can share your data with Facebook once you accept the new terms, of course. But if you live in Europe, you are exempted. This is what WhatsApp's executives are saying in Europe. Let me quote, "There are no changes to WhatsApp's data sharing practices in the European region. WhatsApp does not share European region user data with Facebook." WhatsApp has issued more clarifications. Check out this tweet thread. It is from Niam Sweeney, WhatsApp's Director of Policy for Europe, West Asia and Africa. It's basically the same statement, and I'm quoting again, "WhatsApp does not share European region user data with Facebook." But it wants to share the data in India with Facebook. Why the double standards? Why are there different rules for Europe and India? Because of European laws. Europe has tougher laws to protect user privacy. Facebook must comply with those laws, and they have learned it the hard way. They've been punished. Facebook has been punished and fined for sharing data. In 2017, Facebook was fined $122 million. Facebook is the parent company of WhatsApp. When it bought WhatsApp, Facebook promised not to use WhatsApp data, but it did not keep that promise. European regulators said Facebook has misled them, so they slapped a fine Facebook had to pay. In the same year, France gave a warning to Facebook. France threatened to fine Facebook if data from WhatsApp is shared with Facebook. Same with Germany. In 2019, Germany imposed a ban on similar Facebook policies. German regulators said Facebook cannot collect and mix up user data from WhatsApp and Instagram until they have explicit consent from the user to do so. So all of these governments are legislating to protect the data of their citizens, and Facebook has to comply with those laws. Even Turkey is taking action. Turkey has launched a probe. The competition authority there is investigating the changes in WhatsApp's privacy policy. Until then, Facebook has been asked to suspend the changes. So the new policy will not apply until then. Until the government clears it, WhatsApp cannot implement the new policy. What about the US, the home base of Facebook? In America, Facebook faces an antitrust lawsuit. 46 American states have sued this company. They say that Facebook is now a monopoly, and this monopoly must be broken. The focus of this investigation is on data. How does the company manage its data? It has a lot of data on millions of people. It gets data from Facebook, from Instagram, from WhatsApp. Where does all of this data go? How is it shared? What are the checks and balances? America is investigating all of this. So here's the list. Let me repeat this for you. The European Union, Germany, France, Turkey, the United States, they've all cracked the whip, and Facebook has fallen in line. What is the government of India doing to protect the data and privacy of its citizens? Why has New Delhi not legislated? Governments in the West find Facebook's policies problematic, and they've raised red flags on data sharing between Facebook and its other platforms like Instagram and WhatsApp. Some countries are investigating Facebook. Others have warned it or slapped a fine. Why should India accept the changes by WhatsApp without any scrutiny? India, by the way, is WhatsApp's biggest market, with more than 400 million users, a market that WhatsApp wants to take for a ride because the government of India has failed to come up with stricter privacy laws. So to cut a long story short, by imposing the new rules on you, WhatsApp has denied you a choice, the same choice that it is forced to provide to the users in Europe. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.